So this is a meeting about non-duality, and non-duality is not two. And there are a lot of different words about it, a lot of complicated explanations. For me, not two is just, there's just what is. There's only what is. And that's a very simple, very ordinary message. It's just what is happening, or what seems to be happening, because everything is an apparent happening. When there's somebody seems to be there, and there's a feeling of I'm here, then there's also a feeling of separation, that there's somebody else, that there's a whole world. You face the whole world. There's everything is happening to you. Circumstances are happening to you. Their feelings are your feelings, and you have to deal with it. You have to deal with everything that you meet. So there's always something going on about how can I deal with this? What is the best way? How can I do what's the best for me? And the strange thing is also that when there's separation, there's also a subtle feeling of there's something not right. There's something wrong. There's maybe something, I'm not worthy, I'm different, always something like that. And then when there's, when the child is a little bit older, then the brain is capable of abstracting. So there can be a feeling or a belief that there's someone, and that's also in the surroundings that most people believe that's there. And the me is that, you could say, the top of the whole system, trying to make your life work, trying to do what's necessary. And it's a very strong feeling that there's a free will, there's choice, and you have to make it right. You have to do the right thing. You have to, what I said, you have to make it work. And sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't work. And there's a lot of thinking of how to do it. And what there's also is that the thoughts seems to be also your thoughts. When there's a me, everything is yours, your thoughts, your body, everything is happening to you. And it seems that the thoughts are yours, and you are thinking about what you can do with your thoughts is trying to make things right, trying to eat the right food, trying to have the right to move right, or to do the right thing. Always busy. It's always being busy with what do I have to do? Oh, did I do it wrong? Oh, now I did it wrong because that person feels not good, or I'm feeling guilty, or a lot of things are going on about that. That's what I call the suffering. It's not so much the real circumstances or the feelings, but it's always the thoughts and the feelings of the thinking about there's something wrong, and what did I do, and how can I do it, and trying to make it right, and it doesn't work, and sometimes it does work, and looking for clues and solving problems, because when there's somebody, there's also a very strong search, a very strong something, it's very some energy is going on, like trying to find it, trying to know what's going on, trying to solve the problems, trying to feel right, feel good. Finally, it's about that. And trying to feel always good, trying to be happy, trying to be always happy, and like all the promises in a marriage. And that's an impossible job. It's never always happy. Life is every time it's different. It's chaotic, it's feelings, and it's nice. And because when there's somebody, it seems like everything is happening to you, and you are the boss of that survival system of what you can do. So you have also the responsibility, or you're the cause of what is going on. What this message is saying, there is no one. And that's for a lot of people, the most people, it's very strange to hear, because it's not even a discussion if there is somebody or not somebody. It's just normal that there's somebody, and that we have choice, and we can do, and we have our free will with our thoughts to make things happen. What this message is saying, it's just there's no one, so there's also no responsibility. That seems, and a lot of people understand it wrongly, it doesn't mean that you can do what you want and nothing matters, because there's no one doing it. It's not that you can choose to do anything, to rob a bank or anything like that, because there's no choice. So that's what's happening, is it. There's nobody doing it, so there's also no choice to going. Yeah, you can choose to rob a bank, but if it's going to happen, you don't know. So that's a different. It's not a message about you can do anything. It's saying there is no one, and no one is choosing. So there's also no time, because when there's a person, then there's everything is real. So you are real, the body is real, circumstances are real. So everything becomes very important, and time is real. When there's talking about time, then when there's no time, there's also no before and no after. There's only this. And we're so used to history, to a past, to a future. And there are people talking about living in the now. But when they're talking about living in the now, you need to have someone that can live in the now, that can choose to do that or trying to do that. What this message is saying, there is no one doing that. There's only now. There's you could say there's only now, or you could say there's just this. It's maybe more simple. And nobody is doing that. So it's very simple. It's very ordinary. It's just what's going on. And when there's falling away, then when there's no me, when the me is falling away, when that's going on, then that means that the whole dream of trying to make things different and trying to make it right, that is the dream that doesn't happen anymore. For the rest, the whole circumstances that seems to happen and everything what's going on, it's just the same. The only thing, there's nothing trying to change anything. So there's, in that sense, there is just nothing happened. It's just going on. And the funny thing is, when there's no trying to change, or there are a lot of thoughts going on, like, oh, what did I do, or can I help? Oh, what can I do the next time, or a lot of thought. When that doesn't happen, it's easily forgotten that it was there, because it's so normal. You don't even remember sometimes, but it's not even remembered that there's so many thoughts were there, and it was all the time busy with what is important to do, or things like that. And that seems, in a way, it seems strange, because when it's normal, when people are talking, then it's normally, it's like, it's always about how to solve your problems, how to be more happy, how to live your life. A lot of meetings are about that. And this meeting is about nothing. It doesn't matter what is done. It's just everything. So that's the joy. It's everything. It's the way you move, what is going on, what is talked about. When there are thoughts, then there are thoughts. There can't be anything wrong. It's just complete how it is. That doesn't mean it's joy. It's in this joy in the way, in the sense of always happy. the joy is, you could say, it's the same as the freedom. It's a subtle joy. And in that joy, there can be anger also. It can be very angry or irritation or being tired or laughter or a carpet. There's no difference. There can be feelings, there can be seeing a carpet. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. So we can talk about this. You can talk about anything. If you're feeling have a question in the story, then you have a question in the story. Just say what is coming up. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I try to speak English, not my strongest point, but and there the whole time, all my life, there is a drive to get change things, to feel confidence, happy, peaceful, and when I listened before to your satsangs, I was a little bit disappointing, but also opgelucht. I don't know the word.
Relieved. Yeah.
I'm a little bit over the top because I had stress. I think I had stress. And it gave a release. Oh, I can rest now. I haven't to do anything. I haven't. I'm from the Course of Miracles. I'm very enthusiastic about it because I think the message is the same, but we have 365 lessons, and I stopped. I understand the paradox. I think I understand the paradox of it. There is something you have to do not, but there is that drive to do the whole time things to
to do things,
to get more peace or more more love, or that is what's going on with me, so that I would like to share. So
that drive is just that's what's going on, and that's it too. And we are so into the content of everything. So when there's a drive, then you think, oh, there's I have a feeling of there I need love, or maybe more peace, or we fill it in. We have something about what's my need, and then you think about, and then maybe it's love or being together, or and everything has something different. And we can't hear that what's going on is it, and it isn't a nice feeling all day. It's different. It's like little children. They don't feel all the day like they walk around like angels. They just are everything. It's just anger, and then it's playing, and it's a lot of energy, and then they are just tired, and it's just mix it just from this and then and that and then and that, without a meaning, without trying to work it out. It's just living or something like that. And when we are some older, then there's coming an abstract thing. You can abstract. So you can look to yourself and think about what's going on. And then there are a lot of feelings. I like, this behavior is not good. That behavior is good. That's where that comes to education or things like that. And then there's trying to behave in a certain, and some things are so embodied, you don't even know anymore. So it's like doing that without noticing what was going on, because it's so embodied. So that drive to do the right thing, or to want to feel quiet, or to have peace. It's but it doesn't matter. And the funny thing is, when there's a drive, then there's a drive. It's just that, and can be also thinking like, there's such a wanting to work it out, or something like, maybe in the Course of Miracle, then there's a thing like work it out. It doesn't matter. But it doesn't need. This is talking about there's no need to do it, but it's not wrong when it's done. That's the difference. And there's no homework. There can't be any homework, because that what's done. And if that's watching a lot of television and don't do your homework, or doing what they ask you and then being busy with that, that's what's happening. It's not your happening or you doing it. It's just life acting in that way.
The last few months, ik bemerk bij mezelf, I see that things are going on. What you just told, you haven't think about it, but it happens. I would like to more study, to more, but I'm very tired, so I think, no, let it go, and I don't do it, and it is also a sort of relaxing. Because I listened to you, and I thought, yes, everything comes when it needs to come. So also look for this. I was the whole time thinking, shall I look to Rose Roes, of zal ik gaan bicycling or walking, or do, and then I'm here now. So it's doing itself. So I understand there a little bit. I start to understand me something about this. In the morning, I always think of myself, shall I go now out of my bed? Then suddenly I'm out of my bed. So
something. That's it. Yeah.
Children.
Yeah, that's it.
I was a teacher, and I was also happy with the children, because what you tell, I saw this the whole time. The children are doing are shouting or fighting, and after it was over, and they are happy and doing something else. So there's something
and that's that innocence where we're looking for, in a way, that innocence, that not being busy with, do I do the right thing, or how do I behave? How does he feel? Did I do the right thing? It's not there. And that's what's happening here also. There's nothing going on about that. And that's so normal. And it doesn't mean that there is no taking care. Little children can, when there's somebody crying, they sometimes they don't do anything, and sometimes they sit on sit with you. So it can happen both ways. You don't know, but it's energetic. Everything is just energetic. We think we're doing it. And the awful thing when you are doing it is that there's, I'm doing right or I'm doing wrong, and then the whole thing is starting, because then you think, I did it wrong, because when it's right now, then it's okay, but when it's wrong, I did wrong, and what did I do wrong, and how can I do it right again, or what can I do, where did it come from, or all those questions. It was just happening like that, and it can be painful or anything, of course.
That's a release, because I was always giving myself marks.
Of course.
And that gives me a lot of stress. And now I'm thinking, I'm doing that still, I think, but I recognize it. Yes.
Somewhere it comes in, and that can change something, and it relaxes.
Yes.
And sometimes it comes back very strongly. Can also, of course.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. There's also not a message with an agenda, or that the meeting is going somewhere, or trying to make things clear for people, or it's just, yeah, words are coming, and it's not the truth. This is not about the truth, or everything what is said. You can look, write it down, and thinking, oh, maybe that's the way it is. But it's an energetic thing. So when there's somebody asking something, then there's a reaction. So that's energetic. It doesn't mean that that's always like that. It's just, it's not in the words. It's been underneath the words. It's more, it's not so much what is said as there's something else happening. When there's talking about this, there's something else happening. Like, and that isn't about understanding or words. It's about something else that can resonate. Yeah. If you want to, there's also a chat function. If you want to write it down rather than speaking, you can use the chat, and I will read out and speak about it.
Hi, Rose.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Um, it seems in normal life, it's kind of in normal conversation, it's a normal thing to be a bit unsure, or that's like a healthy thing to be a bit unsure about things, to doubt things, and then sometimes people can be the opposite and very, very sure, and then people back away and say, well, he's not quite right, or let it go.
Yeah.
So I had an experience a few days ago with a friend that, I value this friend, but we were talking about a subject that I've sort of read up about, and I know quite a lot about it, and I was becoming very confident about it, and I don't think I was saying anything stupid. It was a good thing. In fact, I thought the other person was saying something that wasn't right, but they were unused to me being so sure. The reality was that I was speaking very passionately and seriously about the subject, but at the same time, I couldn't care less. I mean, I wanted a good conversation. I liked the conversation, and I was hoping, that if I was speaking to someone else, it would have been fine. But they were unused to me or it was a subject that they were unsure of, or whatever it is. They got very angry and thought I was showing off and making them feel small. And it felt like I was meant to shrink myself to get on with this person. So that's, and I suppose in some, so I wondered, in this meeting, you're very confident, or it seems you are talking very directly about something that you and how is it in normal life with other people? Do you feel that you can't talk about this? You have to shrink yourself a little bit, talk about.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
that's just a story. It's a story. I know, but that I can't say how I do it in life, because that's always different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's nothing going on. Sometimes maybe there can be anything. There can be talking like not only me. Yeah, with everybody. They can be talking like that, and then people are getting angry. You don't know what's going on, and we are so used to make a story of it, that some with the past, and I was used to do that because of blah 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 da 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 da. That's just a story. When there's just bro, and people say, you're saying you're talking bollocks, or you don't, then that can happen. Sure, that can always happen.
Yeah.
It's here too, and then I don't know what's being said. Anything can happen. So it's not a certain way. The only thing that isn't there, that is working it out when it's happened, like, oh, I have done it differently, or what was going on there, da 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 da. Anything can happen. Being angry, talking very like that. I don't know, for no reason. That can happen. That's what you see in life. It's what people are doing. But we're making a whole story of it, and that's what's going away. That's not there. And naming it like I'm shrinking myself, or think that's not happening. That's it.
Okay.
That's all right.
I can imagine that a person, although you say, I've heard you say, no one notices. They don't notice anything special about you. But I wonder if people can be unnerved and a bit uneasy about people who don't care. Who nothing is that serious.
No, but it's not about no, I don't care.
No. Okay.
It's not that I don't care. No, that's making it too fixed.
Right.
Not caring is about is something else. It doesn't matter what is going on. It doesn't matter. It can be anything. There can be a preference, of course, but if then it's different, then it's different. That's it. There's nothing going on about needing something or yeah. That it's, a lot of time that's wrong understood. Like saying nothing is important or that. Yeah, it's very different. It seems like there's a rose and she finds nothing is important. It's not about that. There's no rose. There's no rose. So there's nothing going on.
Yeah. And nobody picks this up from you, that there's because it's unusual. What I mean is it's unusual in normal conversation for to be able to care and be serious about something, and at the same time it isn't. It's also not serious.
But sometimes it's noticed, of course. But then, in that moment, it's noticed, like, oh, something like that. Yeah, sure, that can happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about that in that way. In this way, no, nearly no. But then then there's nothing going on. There's nothing picking it up, or it's empty. It's also that it's empty, and that's strange because most people are from wanting something for themselves too, although they are caring maybe, and still there's something about you do it for yourself some way that you can feel it, and some people are more sensible to feel that it's just empty. Yeah, that can happen. Yeah.
Do you feel these meetings that this is a place for you to express this, there's to be an expression of this? And I mean, you have said, you enjoy these meetings, but you can't talk like this at other times with other people. Do you feel a little bit that's less expressive? You know what I mean?
No, but that's not like it.
No,
what is happening also is then when it's over you could say in the story, over the years. In the beginning, I couldn't speak about it. There were no words. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even have the right words for that. And after a while, I was talking with some people about it. They were open to hear it. And what is mentioned now is then when it's, I don't know how many years, a lot of years already. It's more, the words are more simple and more like normal words. It's not talking about non-duality and there's no me or words like that. Yeah. But in the conversation, it can be very normal, explained in a very normal way. Because everybody knows. So when there's just very simple talking about it, when somebody is open to hear something about this, then there's talking about that, but not with saying there's no me or something like not even that. That doesn't need to be there always. Yeah. It's different. With one person it's like this, and with another person it's like that. Right. It's different. And some people are not open for it. So they're talking about something else. So what? I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. And at the same time, that's the funny thing. It's just a joy to talk about it also. Yeah.
So you don't, talking about what's for dinner and buying a new chair and politics, it doesn't feel less.
Politics.
No, okay.
Politics is not so much. No, okay. That's so boring. No, that's only about opinions. Okay. No, that's not so my thing. But can be for some people. I don't know. It's not for me. And but can be about a tennis game or anything. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It just can be silly. Why not? Yeah. Can be about talking about the parents of somebody and that's awful. Just normal. It's nothing special about that. No. There's no judgment. There's no judgment. And still, in some way, there can be like, that's such an awful person, but it's just empty. It's just empty.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. That's the joy. There's no restriction. There's nothing going on about you don't have to do that, or I feel less expressive, or that's not what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe there are times I'm not speaking so much and sitting in the garden, nothing going on. Can be that. That's life is different. It's can be doing nothing or watching television or
But you don't
only
feel you're
listening. Yeah.
so you don't
No.
feel you're hiding this self, this as you are now. You're not hiding.
No, of course not.
No.
It's just in everything. It's in everything. So it doesn't matter where what the conversation is like, what the it's just a love for everything. It's just, and love is not only like, oh, it just can be irritation also, like, it's so difficult to say how it is, but it's everything. It's in everything. It's and sometimes it's stronger, sometimes it's more very subtle and not so much there. And sometimes it's much stronger. I don't know why. In meetings, it can be much more stronger. Sometimes, not always. I don't know.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. But what most of the time is done is that people or you or anybody seeing Rose as a person who has a life and who has certain ways of living and reactions to people and that. It's not like that. There is no Rose. And that's very odd to say because we are so used that it's what you see, this face, and you make a whole body of it, and she is there, and she has a life, and oh, maybe there's a life with no me. So how does she do that? Oh, how is it working like that? And the strange thing is, there's the body isn't real, Rose isn't there, so it's just anything can happen, but that's no me. There is just no Rose. It's not even that. There's nothing going on. There's nothing happening. And we are so convinced we are there. The body is there. I'm in the body. It's my life. And so when you have that, then you think of other people. It's also like that, and you put something extra, some images or what you think that's going on, or how it's working, or you're asking things about that because you assume that that's the same, but it isn't. It's just there's nothing, nowhere. So there's only no me. The bodies are not real, are apparently real. Most people don't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that when that happened, when I talked about that morning, that suddenly the body wasn't there. I was so shocked because I didn't want to know that. I wanted no me, something like, and that there was no body. Oh my God, that was so shocking. So it's much more than we can even think of. And in the same time, it's not that much also, even. That's the strange thing. There's a lot of fear about nothing, but in the same time, no big deal. That's, yeah. So that what is happening is it. A feeling, cold feet, watching a point there in the computer. That's it. Nothing to learn. That's an easy one. That's I wanted that. No homework. Wow. It's amazing. Nothing to learn. So normal that we have to learn about our behavior or whatever. Nothing to learn. It's just happening. I don't know why. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. We think we know. Ja, hi.
Ja, er gaat van alles. There's going on a lot in my head because I'm so used at to do something homework
Yeah.
work about
Yeah,
yourself.
sure.
But I think I also understand when you do homework, it is also okay. It is not don't do homework, but don't depress yourself.
No.
Homework. It is everything
No.
okay because you do it because I can't stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. Of course
Yeah.
not. It's just happening.
Yeah.
I don't, and it can be and you can think, oh, that can stop because it's not needed, and then it goes on
Yeah.
till it
Yeah.
stops.
Yes, till it stops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or not. Yeah, it goes on,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
And we're thinking we have to do something about it.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't.
Stop. You must not do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Stops when it stops, and there's a drive, and sometimes it stops. The last months I realized that because I stop sometimes with doing my lessons, and
yeah. So, and you don't know why.
nee.
So suddenly it's like that.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's
and
it.
then I thought maybe it came because I also listened to you and listened to other masters, teachers, and
you don't know. You don't know.
No, I understand. I don't know because it happens. I see.
Yeah, it just happens, but you can. We are so used to make a reason or thinking, oh, it's maybe because of that, but in fact, you don't know.
Yes, I start to understand if that is possible. There is something that, yes, that I think that's going on. I don't know. Yeah.
And that's strange because we always want to know or want to be sure, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's a bit tricky, like, oh, I don't know. That's a bit
yeah.
But that's life.
Yeah. And what happens when I don't read books and
Yeah, sure.
but
Yeah, of course. A lot of things. I was like that, but my son was going everywhere. So I thought, oh, when I don't do anything, he's
Yeah.
gonna be a criminal. I don't know what. It's
Yeah.
we are solely thinking of what is going on. We are so important.
Yeah.
We are thinking we are so important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And when it stopped, when my with my son, I was so involved in that all that, and it's after some while, and I was like, and he was not listening, and it was going on, and I thought, oh God, stop, and I couldn't stop like that. It was awful, and then suddenly it stopped, and I thought, oh my God, now it's going wrong, and it didn't go wrong. It's just I don't know what happened then, but it. Oh God, we are thinking we are so important to do the right thing or
to say the right thing and
or to say it or
help.
for yourself or eat the right food or
Yeah.
my God, there's so much going on. Yeah.
Okay.
So and there's a fear also if I don't do that, then everything will go wrong. That's of course that's the whole the drive is about that, of course. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Thank you. I unmute myself.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Hi. I've been watching your videos for some time now, and really enjoying it. And even from the first time I saw you, I said yes.
Yeah.
So, but despite that, and really resonating with what's being said,
Yeah.
I've always had for a long time now, because I did have some years back a serious illness. I sort of take care of myself, take care of my body, and try to try and eat the best way, what I think is the best way, and people and listen to things and read books where it says, yeah, this is the way. Try to find my way amongst it. And like yesterday, I saw a video about protecting yourself against COVID. Making yourself fit so your the background of this was that now that COVID is endemic, and it's going basically implying that everyone at some point is going to get it, and even though maybe we won't know we've got it, or it won't be very serious, or it may be serious, at least do everything you can to be fit. It's very difficult to think that it doesn't matter what you eat or how you look after yourself. You know, like I try to at least go for a walk every day and things like that. To suddenly, I realize you're not saying, okay, you're doing that, now change your behavior and do and eat lots of
No.
rubbish food and everything. I know that.
No. No.
But still, I obviously have some faith that by doing this, I can avoid, you know, a recurrence of an illness, or maybe if I get COVID, it won't be so bad and all that kind of thing. You know, it's just it's like, it feels like it would be a stupid thing to not to do what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm hearing what you're saying. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, you think what me thinks is I'm important. That's just no question. I'm important, and I know what to do, and I'm doing it. When I'm doing it, that's me that doing it.
Yeah.
And when it's going all right, then that's easy. But when then there's an illness or it doesn't work, then you think, oh, and that's always busy with doing. There's no one. So when there's reading books about health or eating good food, or then that's what's happening. That's it. It's just that simple. But we are thinking we are doing it. That's the only difference, you could say. There is no one doing that. That's just life doing that, and then for no reason. And we think it's all happening to me. Life is happening to me, and now I'm ill. Now I'm having to do the right thing or something like that. It's just illness. The body can have illness, and maybe there's some eating food, or some days not, or walking, but there's no one. And the body isn't real. That's a really difficult thing you can't believe that. It's so strong that the body is there and we have to take care of it. It doesn't mean taking care can happen. Of course, it can be eating healthy food or anything, but it's not your decision. It's not you doing it.
Okay, so you're not denying that there may be healthy food, such a thing as healthy food.
Yeah, they can be there.
Yeah, okay. It isn't like if there's scientific research which says beyond doubt this is a way to go,
there.
or avoid, don't smoke. You're not saying, well,
no.
Okay.
No, of course, but there's no choice.
Yeah, okay.
So we think I can choose. It's just life.
Okay,
happening.
So it may be life happening in the form of me, taking a vitamin D tablet.
Yeah. It's not. There's no choice.
Right.
And when there's what else also said is, when there's no me, it's very obvious nothing is real. It's only apparently real. So when everything is really solid and real, then it becomes important to take care of it, especially when you think I'm in it and I have to take care of my surroundings or me, and it's about good. It's also the story about good and bad, of course, because there's good and bad. There's no good and bad. Of course not. There can be a certain feeling or pain or illness or healthy food or watching television, but it's just happening.
Yeah. But
it's not you doing it. It's not you doing it.
No.
that's also strange, because it's so convincing that you are doing that and you take care of yourself, and then suddenly you hear somebody saying, it's not you doing it, and you think, huh, what's going on here?
So if you're, you know, you're crossing a road, you know, Rose, you're crossing a road, you'll still look both ways, and it's not
Maybe
Rose. Yeah,
not,
maybe
maybe
not.
not.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes it's happening, and you think afterwards, you think, God, I wasn't happening. I wasn't looking both high.
Yeah.
It's happening by itself. It's
Yeah.
a lot of
So,
times it's like you know, everybody knows. It's not it's not that you do everything. If you know, like, I have to do that, and you don't. Why? I don't know why. It's like it's happening like that. You're there's distraction. I don't know why, but
yeah,
of
but
course.
you could say that if you walk across the road without looking, there was it was less intelligent than when if you look both sides. Maybe it isn't your intelligence, but it is there's a presence of
Yeah, but
some intelligence.
that's a
No?
story. That's a
Okay.
story. It can happen like that or not. Yeah, I don't. And yeah, then there can be an accident. Yeah, broken legs, of course, can be there.
Yeah.
It's happening everywhere. So it's not. This is not talking about some other world. It's talking about what's already there, and it's like it's just what's happening. It's already what's happening, like breaking legs or anything. And then, but the only difference is that we are thinking, a lot people are thinking, we are doing that, or we are responsible, or I have done the wrong thing, or that story, that's the dream. That's the dream.
So,
There's no one.
but there still can be stupidity or you know, no intelligence, or just doing, I don't know,
Doing
just
stupid things. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, and they have.
Sure.
It seems like they have
Sure.
consequences doing
Okay,
stupid things.
that seems like that can be then you yeah, of course, then you can
Yeah,
fall down, or you can whatever, yeah, of course,
yeah,
but that's life. That's just life.
yeah,
It's not that it's now oh, I'm walking, and I'm every time I'm looking both sides now, because there's no me, and it's
yeah.
it's just normal. It's just normal. Like everybody watching television with an ice cream. I don't know. It's just everything. Of
Yeah.
course. Why not?
See, I
It's
don't.
not.
I
Yeah,
won't.
nothing special.
I don't watch television with an ice cream. I think, oh, I'm already. Oh, I'm already too much. I weigh too much.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I should. That's the other thing. I'm trying to
Yeah, but
lose
you
weight.
can think, oh, there's too much weight. I don't do that anymore. And then suddenly you sit with an ice cream.
Yeah,
Everybody knows.
yeah. I know that. I
Of
know.
course. So who is doing that? It's just happening.
Okay.
No guilt, no responsibility. That's the dream. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. It's so normal. And the only thing that can fall away, or what is the dream, is the belief that you can change it. You can, and you have to do something about your life. Something like that. That's the dream. It's the dream.
Hi, Rose.
Hello. Hi.
So it's all just happening.
It's all just happening. Apparently. Also. Well, that's no truth. It's just describing. It's all happening. Yeah. Yeah. We think there's a reason, there's all kind of things around it. This is just plain, this is happening. This is it. That's it. For no reason, it's going nowhere. It's this. It's this, moving fingers. Or feeling. That's it. Screaming, somebody screaming. Yeah.
You say somebody is screaming, eh? And then I think when somebody screams, you do what you have to do. You do what you do at that moment, help or not help. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, now it is a story, but when it happens, then maybe you have the activity to listen to someone or to talk about
Can
it.
happen, yeah. Maybe somebody's screaming and there's a rush to that person, or there's a rush away, going away. I don't know. That can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And we have on top of it, we look at it and think, oh, this is the right behavior, this is the wrong behavior, or things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So when I say it's just happening, and then you say apparently, and that's describing it. You say it's like if I don't try to describe it, and we don't say anything at all, then because it's kind of like we just want to figure it out all the time, right?
Yeah, everything is trying to figure it out. Yeah, that's
Like what
the dream, trying to work it out, trying to know what is right. Yeah.
So you're not in a dream?
It's not, you are not in the dream. It's there is a dream, and there is, I don't know, there is no Rose. So, and that the dream is not real. So that's very obvious. Yeah. But it's so obvious. We are so filling it in, like all the time thinking like I'm doing it. But it's so embodied. It's so hypnotic. Like, I have to do the right thing because otherwise it's going wrong, something like that. That's so embodied, so it's so strong. And the joy, or the when the that whole thing wasn't there anymore, it was like, oh God, it's just always like, it has been always like this. It was just, of course it's just a dream, but it's nothing special about that. It's just like, oh, how is it possible that most people can't see it? Because it's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's just a dream. It's just filling it in all the time, trying to make conclusions for where does they come from? It's just trying to know. But everything is just do you assume that it's like that? You don't know. There's only not knowing. We don't know. We don't know if it's like in 5 minutes there's no heart attack or anything. You don't know. And we think when we know, then it's safe. So there's a lot of things going on about knowing or wanting to be sure this is the right behavior. We don't know. We do. We just do. It's just doing. God, it's just doing. And maybe there's somebody crying and then there's something else happening. It's just chaotic. We're trying to make it like, ooh, it has to be go like this. It's we don't know. Nothing is wrong. It can't be wrong. Nothing is right either, but there's nothing wrong. Wow, that's amazing. We're so used to this is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Of course not. It's just life happening. There can be feelings, of course.
I just think I know that, like, you know, I don't abuse my children and I don't hit them or spank them because I feel like that's wrong. I know that if I spank them, that in the future, whatever future, then, you know, they would be, they would turn out to be different. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's mothering, for example. There's always a feeling like I have to do the right thing, and then you look at them and you think, oh, what is good for him or her, or oh no, all that, and in the meantime, it's just reacting or doing or anything, and on top of it is a lot of thinking about, oh, this is, oh, I shouldn't do that. Oh, now he's crying. Oh, whatever. That whole top. That's the dream. The doing is just happening. I don't know. We're doing, and you do what you can, and that's it. And you don't know. You don't know what's the best thing. That's crazy. We are so like that. We know, or we have to know. We don't know. We're just doing, and then that's it. And for no reason. It's energetic. It's energetic. And that whole thing above us, like, oh, there's something wrong. There's a big cloud, like, oh, there's something wrong. There's somebody watching, and oh, this is right. And oh, did I do the right? And oh, that's the dream. That's the judging, like all the time, like there's something wrong, or I have to do it right, or it's very important. It's not. That's crazy to hear because it's so normal. And it's like, oh, it's just doing, and it's not right or wrong. It can be a certain behavior, and there can be a reaction. Then that's it. That doesn't mean it's everything is all right. That's not what I mean. But it's just what's happening, and it can be nice or something else or a feeling. But it's already what's going on. That's what's happening. Just hugging or doing anything, doing something else, or saying no or anything. It's just happening. And then on top of it, then there's the dream. Do I do it right? That's where I'm talking about, not what you do. That's just what's happening. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course not. But there's something about it, like all the time being busy, like do I do the right thing? Or that's the dream. That's the awareness dream of me. Like I'm someone, my children are someone, and I have to make them happy or something like that. Oh my God.
Yes, I
Oh.
have to make the right choice. I have to make the
Yeah, they have to be happy all the time. Oh God,
No,
it
I
will
don't.
never happen.
That I don't think that at all.
Of course not. Nobody is happy all the time. It's not life. Life is everything. Can be anything. You do your best and that's it. Mm.
Hi.
Hey.
Right. So the world is imagined. There's no
Yeah.
world. There's no
Yeah. Yeah.
America. There's no the next room.
Yeah.
Car. There's no car outside the front door. There's nobody. No relatives. No friends.
No.
No husband, wife, girlfriend.
No.
Yeah.
But it's very simple in that sense that we are so invested in those images and those beliefs that then we have an image and then we think that that's like that. But it's very literally this room is everything, and we are so sure that outside of that room there's something going on. I don't know. It's like that. I don't know. It's just this. For the rest, I don't know. There's nothing else.
So when you say you don't know, you don't mean there may be a world, there may be other planets, there may be another galaxy, or even this galaxy. You're not saying
I know.
there may be there. Are you just saying, well, I don't know. There could be, but I don't know. Or are you saying no?
Whoa. I can only say what is seen. That's it. And for the rest, there's nothing. Yeah.
So you are saying definitely there is definitely no world. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no galaxy. It isn't that maybe there's a galaxy. Maybe there is the next room.
No, but when there's a galaxy, there's only a galaxy. When they're seeing the stars, then that's it. Then that's it.
Yeah.
But we're making something bigger of it. Some whole thing around it.
Yeah.
And that's just an imagination.
Yeah. So when we read the newspapers about terrible things going on, just reading the newspaper, it's just a story.
It's just reading words. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
So literally, that's amazing that we are so capable of imagining anything, stories. That's why we can look at movies, because movies, it's just scenes and they don't have anything to do with each other, but the brain is filling it in. That's what's happening in that simile world, that the brain is filling in the holes. There are a lot of gaps, of course. It's just filling in. It's just making something of it, a story.
And there's no brain either.
No, of course, there's no brain.
No.
But you can talk in the story, then they say, the brain is doing that in the same time. Of course, there's no brain. There's just a face here, this face.
Yeah.
That's it. No Rose. That's also the imagination, that there's somebody there. Just seeing a face. That's it.
This is like blasphemy. This is like saying this is something where you could get burnt at the stake. It's sort of it's not said in normal life or public. This is like it isn't like some people might just go, oh, it's a bit weird, or that's just wacky, or there are people who would think this is absolutely 100% disgraceful.
Yeah, sure. People can think that.
That you're being. You talk about it's like being a baby or like being a small child, but you're an adult, and you should be an adult and care about Africa.
Sure.
And the global warming and all these things, and take care.
And the funny thing is, there's all the stories about the world, about helping people. It's always about there's something wrong and we have to make it right. And it's always the same story, or it's in countries, or it's in personal life, or it's in circumstances. It's always the same story. And then it's so obvious. It's just the same. It's always about that.
Do you think this is like a projection, because we feel that this is we're not right? There's something like, and that we project this onto the image.
It's not we doing it, but that's how it's seen, that there's something wrong. There's such a veil, you could say, like there's something wrong. So then that's obvious that it's seen, that circumstances are seen the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
when there's somebody saying there's nothing wrong, I'm saying that there's nothing wrong, and it's just seen that there's nothing wrong. That's huge, because people are so convinced and so hurt like that, in that there's something wrong, and then there's somebody saying, no, there's nothing wrong. Of course there's nothing wrong. That's amazing. That's not a message like saying that because everybody's saying that. Everybody is okay, and da. But this is energetic. So energetic, that's felt, that can be felt, that there's nothing wrong. God, that can be huge.
But you're saying nothing is wrong because there is nothing. There's nothing to.
No, it's not because of nothing. There is nothing, but there's no one.
Okay, there's no one.
There's nothing, and there's also everything. Of course, it's not only there's nothing. That's too dry. It's everything and nothing. It's
Yes.
apparently everything. There's of course, in the everything, there's nothing wrong.
But the everything is just this room right here. It isn't the whole world. The whole world is a story. You're not.
The whole world is a story. So this is when I'm saying this is all there is. Then it's what's seen or what's felt.
Yes.
Heard, maybe. Yeah. So it's very tiny. It's very small.
Yeah.
Not special.
Yeah.
It's just sitting or anything, and it's not happening to you.
No.
Because me thinks it's the center of the world. It's the center of everything. Everything is happening to me. When there's no me, it's like, oh, it's also a relief. It's just not important. Nothing is important anymore. Rose is not important anymore. Come on, that's a relief. But for the me, it's a threat also, because everything is about wanting to have your life better. That's so strong. Can be so strong.
It's a disgraceful message, isn't it?
Yeah, but also only joy. It's also joy and free, like hell.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, it's the freedom. It's the freedom, because we're so into that prison of wanting to work it out. This is right, this is wrong. No, I'm right. Oh God, there's so many stories about always. That's why a lot of stories are boring, because it's always about the same thing. So sometimes you can hear stories from people, but a lot of times like, oh yeah, of course. But that's so strong. There's such a deep feeling, embodied feeling, there's something wrong. Some people don't want to hear that there's nothing wrong. Yeah. It can't be heard, maybe. So.
Well, they might say that you're running away from terrible. You're hiding from the suffering of the world, or you're being immature, or you're retreating to being a baby.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, when I see people doing it, it's such a life in a dream. The dream seems so real and like going on and doing the right thing and being busy with that. And there's just walking. And in the brain, there's such a long, this is going on, and I want a lot of thoughts going on. And when you see those people, it's just walking is happening. That's it. Nothing more than that. But it seems a whole life is going on. Amazing. It's so strong and real, seems to be so real. It's just a dream. But some people are very offended. Of course, because I had the same thing. It's my life. You're talking about my life. Hey, man, I've been busy all time with looking at myself and doing things, and I'm much more relaxed now because of I did that, and then I'm sitting on the right way. And God, I was offended when I heard that message in that sense. Whoa, was and in the same time there was a relief. So that's confusing. That can be confusing. For me, it was confusing. Yeah.
You did you go back and forth for a while?
Yeah. A very long time, because it was so obvious. But I always thought, I'm here and I want to get rid of the me or something like that. I could, you have everybody has his own imagination about what's the message. And my life, I was like, I have to be more relaxed, or a lot of things like that. This is a very fiery person, so being relaxed and being more quiet seems to be the better way, but it did never happen. And it's getting worse in that sense, you could say. But because there's no restrictions, so it's just going like that, because there's nothing going on about it's not good, and there can be some old patterns like that in the body. So sure, that can go on. Yeah.
Did you lose any friends?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Doesn't need to, I don't know, but that's what's happened here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I suddenly felt a bit sad. I think I may lose some friends.
It's this is about loss.
Yeah.
This is about loss. It can be sad. There was sadness also. Sometimes there's not now anymore, but there was sadness. But it's just losing everything. It feels like, there's so much investment in so many things in your life and your friends and anybody, and that it's like, loss. And then suddenly there's something else. But in the first place, this is about loss. You can't do loss, but it can feel like that. Sure. And there's no past, there's no future. There's only this. We're so convinced that there's something is before this, and this is happening because of, and it's not only a past we think like 10 years ago, but there's only this, so there's nothing before this. You can't not live in the now. It's always now. So living in the now, trying to live in the now is, you can't not live in the now. So it's always complete. It's exactly how it is. It's exactly the way the moving is, the sitting, the room, that's it. That's everything. That's the everything where it's talked about. And if there's not the seeing of it's apparent or so, it doesn't matter, because that's what's happening. It doesn't matter because then we're always trying to compare, like, so Rose is saying that and I don't have that, so it's still not happened or something like that. The me is very good in comparing, so there's always something missing because you think, oh, she has that, I don't have that, oh no, it's not still happened. That's the story of me. There's always something not right yet. And somewhere maybe there's a resonance that it's already this, the way it is. The way the feelings are, or what's going on. That's it. I know. Because somebody's saying to me, it's time. Sometimes it's completely forgotten. But now I knew. Okay, thank you for watching, for being here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Dankjewel. Thank you.
Oké, dankjewel. Doei.
Dag.
Thank you.